Okay, Adam, I'm absolutely dying of man flu. But rather than typing loads and loads and loads, I thought I'd do like a review, a Doug Polk review of the hand. So I fired it up on YouTube, and anyway, the backstory behind all of this is a Russian guy was playing in a 25 euro sit and go. Suddenly it gets turned into spin and go, that got turned into 300,000 euros, which basically meant he was guaranteed 25,000 because second and third get 25,000, and if he won it, which he did go on to do, he'd get $250,000. So I know I was a little bit critical of his play, a bit unfair really. He was streaming it. There he is up in the top right hand corner. He was streaming it, and I don't know, I was a little bit critical. Maybe I just have a thing about Russian poker players. So yeah, I mean, good luck to the guy. He had 330 euros in his account before the hand, before the spin and go, and now he's got over $250,000. So far more than a rubbish player like me's ever run. But anyway, there was one hand that stood out for me, and for me it was definitely never a fold. And I know you felt like there was a fold there. Like all poker, it's all about opinions. But I was just going to review the hand. So, the hand before this, he had ace-10 on the big blind, and it got folded to him, and he was all very disappointed. Now, in this hand, he's on the small blind. He starts the hand as the leader on the table with 23 big blinds. My phone's a bit shit, it keeps going in and out of focus, but he's got 23 big blinds. The big blind here's got 7.8 big blinds. I guess my only concern with limping in, just flat calling, is obviously the big blind might shove, but at least, you know, I can get away from it. So I've got no problem with his call pre. He's got 3-7 of hearts. He does a little sigh there, not very happy with his 3-7 of hearts. And the big blind behind checks, even though he does think about it for a little while. And we get a flop. Now, as flops go, that to me is about as good as it gets, without actually flopping the straight flush. Obviously, if it had been the 4 of hearts, I think his sigh would have turned into a cheer. He basically flops the straight with a redraw to a flush and a straight flush. Now, I understand that he has not flopped the nut straight. He has not flopped 7-8. He hasn't flopped the nut flush even. But at this stage, I got to be honest, I'm probably 106% committed to this flop. And I don't really see me folding ever. Now, as I say, that probably makes me a bad player, but hey ho. So anyway, he leads out. No problem again with his bet or anything. He bets 1 in a 2, 1 big. He's got it set up so it shows the big blinds, not the actual chip count, but the amount of big blinds. So he's basically betting 1 big blind into 2 big blinds. Got no problem with that when he when he leads out. And the big blind decides to call. Now on the turn, have I paused it? Yeah, I think I paused it. On the turn that the 8 comes. Now I was going to do a bit before I actually showed the 8. I wish I'd managed to stop it in time, but I didn't. But my question was, forgetting the 8 for the moment, I'm thinking, what hands can he be calling that board with? Remembering he's only got, 7.8 big blinds left. On a 6-4-5 board, what hands can he call my continuation bet? Now, of course, he could have flopped the nut, 7-8. We know that. Not a lot we can do about that when we've flopped what we've flopped. But to me, there's so many other hands that he could have here in his range where he carries on. And for me, he could have a flush draw. There's a lot of flush draw possibilities. He could also have lots of hands for me where he's got 7 in them. Ace 7, King 7, Queen 7, maybe even down to Jack 7. So there's lots of hands where he could have had a 3. and likewise called with a open-ended straight. So I don't feel, you know, I guess if he's got a hand with a 7 in it, we're chopping. But I don't feel that he had to have called with a hand, you know, where I'm beat here. Has he got 7-9? I mean, that's the only hand really that's beating us. So I don't know. I'm not saying the fold is always the wrong fold, but I just feel that more times it's the wrong fold. I think you're going to win in this position more times than you're going to lose. I don't think he's going to have 7-9 more than he's going to have Ace 7, King 7, Queen 7, Jack 7, Ace 3, King 3, Queen 3, etc, etc, etc. He could have also had a lot of hands on the flop where he had a pair and an open-ended. So he could have had 6-3, 6-7. So, you know, I ain't buying into 7-9. Anyway, so we go to the turn and we both check. Okay. Again, the big blind thinks a little bit before he checks. He does like a little 5-second thing. Now on the end it comes a king. It does complete 3 diamonds. So, yeah, flush draws could have got there. Runner, flush draws. Did he call on the flop to hit a runner, flush draw? Does he check on the turn if he did pick up the flush draw? Because again, if it's me, well, certainly if I've got the 7 of diamonds, X diamond, then I've picked up every out under the sun and I'm kind of free rolling. But if I haven't got the straight, but I picked up the flush draw, then maybe I'm bluffing off. No, I don't know. It's very, again, maybe I think so too one-dimensional. But I just think if he's picked up the flush draw on the turn, he's never checking. I don't know. But anyway, on the river, I lead out 2 into a guy who's got 6.8 big blinds. And as we all know, the guy thinks about it, goes for an eternity, nearly down to running out of time, and suddenly jams. Now again, don't get me wrong, I've seen people do that and they always seem to have the nuts. Nearly run out of time, jam it all in. I don't know what you want to call it, but anyway, fucking my man flu's killing my poker brain. What little poker brain I've got. Tank, that's the word I was looking for, a tank shove. So there it is, he's got it all in, and for 4.8 more big blinds. Yeah, I understand, looking at my stack size now, 19.5 big blinds left. I'm sorry, I gamble. If that makes me a bad poker player, I just think there's a lot of hands where he's got 7. I think there's a lot of hands where he's even bluffing here. That he's repping the straight, and you know, maybe he's hit the king on the end, and he's repping the straight. I don't know. I think we win this hand or chop it more times than we lose it. And I think if he has got 7-9, you just have to accept it. If he has got a couple of diamonds, you just have to accept it. It's just damn unlucky. But yeah, me personally, at my level of poker, I just can't lay this 1 card straight down. And as I say, if that makes me bad, then so be it.